Okay. Hi. um, this is just a quick, just update, journal video. I'm just doing it. It's late at night. I was just about to go to sleep, but I just wanted to get it done with because I haven't done one for several days, and so I just wanted to do one. Um, so yeah, so I started doing YouTube videos like 9 or so days ago, and the plan was to do them every day. And I missed the third day, and then I started again with the fourth day, and I think that was. And then I did like one more, but then for the last like 3 or 4 days, I didn't do any. Part of the reason with that was that I was pretty sick. Um, I just caught a cold for the last 3 or 4 days, so that sucked. So that's part of the reason. That's part of the excuse that I'm gonna use. Um, that is a big part of it, and then the other part is simply that I'm I'm in a little period where like I'm waiting for the results of something to figure out what my next step is going to be. Um, and like it is true that's affecting, right, like that's making me feel kind of unstable, and like I want to just figure out where I am first with those issues, and it just makes me feel like until I figure out where I'm at with those issues, then I just feel unstable, and I just feel like I can't move forward in anything else, which is obviously irrational. It's just, yeah. Um, so like, yeah, I reckon like, and I've done that many times before, and I recognize that it's irrational, and it just is not productive. Um, like you can be waiting for, like, I'll even tell you what one of them are. Um, my roommate's gonna move out in 1 month, and I'm looking for a roommate, and so that situation is making me kind of anxious because, of course, I can't pay for the apartment by myself for too long by myself. So yeah, so that's a major just thing that I'm working on right now, and for the last like 5 days, I've had one person contacted me that they're interested, and we've been just emailing a little bit, and we scheduled a time and stuff, and it's and the last few days I've just been waiting for that day to come, and just for some reason when I'm in a situation like that where I'm waiting for a day to figure out what like the results are going to be, in this case whether I found a roommate or not, it's like I'm really like, it's like I don't plan for, it's like I can't, it's like I don't, it's like I then don't take preparatory action for either outcome, for if I don't find the roommate, or if I do find, or if it is my roommate. I don't work on plan B's, and yeah, whatever. Whereas, of course, in this example, it's great that you have something set up or something scheduled with one person, but you can keep looking for others. And yeah, I don't know what it is about that. It's part of it is just like well, well, the more I talk about this psychological like phenomena of mine that I'm talking about, and not just of mine, I'm sure many people experience this. The more I talk about this, the more personal this is going to become, because it's more precisely about how my psychology has, has just how mine in particular is put together to create a situation where I'm having these bad psychological habits and stuff like that. But anyway, so this video is not going to be one where I go too in detail about my life and just stuff like that. But that's definitely coming. And yeah, and I don't have anything to hide in that regard. I'm fine with talking about, you know, most things that I'm working on. But anyway, so this video was just a quick update video. So main things in my life are, you know, looking for a roommate, hoping that something cool happens with my job, which would be a promotion, and I'm finding out how soon that can happen, really soon here. And the other thing, I don't know if I ended up making an update video on my experience taking Adderall once. Because like a week ago, I made a video saying that I got the prescription, or that I was going to get the correct prescription or something. But so I ended up getting the correct prescription. And then that morning, I took Adderall. I took 1 dose of Adderall for the first time in 7 or 8 years. And I don't want to make this video too long, but I'll just describe it a little bit. It was pretty similar to how I remember it, and it was pretty. I think one of my videos I already talked about this. I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna describe it again. It was pretty similar to how I thought it was going to be. I don't want to talk too much about this in case I actually already talked about this. After this video, or when I'm done with this video tomorrow, I'm going to review and see how much I've actually what I've already talked about. But it worked in the sense that it was able to very much help me to do things, to like sit down and do trivial things that I otherwise would put off. And just a couple days ago, I watched a video about like how stimulants affect the brain, or it might have even been yesterday. But I already knew this generally. But it really resonated with how I felt it, how I experienced it, and that was. So when I took it a week ago, I had this sense that, I felt it, I experienced it, and then I kind of came down from it, and I was thinking about it, the whole time. Well, I was trying to reflect on it as much as I could, and also the following day, I was just reflecting on the experience. Oh, and that was the only time I took it. I haven't taken it since then, but I'm gonna try it again. But so I was reflecting on it, and basically what I came up with is that it wasn't a kind of like stimulating drive to like go do something. It was that what it does most for me is this, and I'm sure it can vary from person to person, but I think what my biggest obstacle when it comes to like ADHD symptoms is if I'm just like sitting here in front of my computer, and of course I have the option to do a variety of productive things that would help me move forward in life, or several other things that aren't very productive. Like maybe I'll learn some things, maybe I'll like whatever, but not nearly as productive as some other things, but they have some kind of immediate gratification in terms of like stimulating your mind, and just kind of like just some kind of gratification, or how was I laying this out? Dang it. Now I'm sorry. All right, let's. I'm just gonna have to fast forward to this part. And I suppose the more I do these videos, the more I'll have a sense of like, oh, I'm talking to people, so that'll like create more of a sense of urgency for me to get back on the train of thought that I was on, like as if I was having a conversation. Because at the moment, I don't feel almost any pressure to pick it up and quickly remember what I was thinking and keep going. So, okay, but I am trying to. Um, so basically, what I was getting at is so what I believe ADHD medication helped me with the most, um, which is, well, I'm gonna say it in this way. My biggest obstacle with ADHD symptoms is that I feel like I have a constant lack of something in my brain. I have a constant lack of like a sense of meaning or like some kind of stimulation, some kind of fulfillment, some kind of I have a lack of that. I have like a deficiency of like some kind of a signal of like you're being productive or like, you know, whatever. Um, and and I don't think the answer to that is, oh, we'll just do more productive things, because I think, you know, like my therapist included, and many people would say, or like would look at my life objectively and say, oh, you have so much to be proud of, so that can't be the issue. So it seems to be the case where like I do have a lot to be proud of, and I do have a lot of reasons for my mind to be like, yeah, you've achieved this and blah blah blah. Um, but but it's still not doing that. So as I was saying, this is getting to be really long. As I was saying, my biggest obstacle with ADHD symptoms, as far as I can tell, is that I have a lack of some kind of a just something and some kind of a sense that like I'm on the right track, or like I'm doing what's important, or I'm doing something that's meaningful, or blah blah blah. Like I feel like I have a deficiency of that. And in my experience, and how I experienced Adderall the other day was, it wasn't that it was just that it was like, oh yeah, like be productive, or like go do productive things, don't do the fun things, do the productive things, and like it's boring, but I don't care because I'm not. Oh, whoops. And it's not like it was like, oh, these things are boring, but I don't care because I'm on Adderall, and it's just like, let's just go do it because it's yeah, let's do it. It wasn't like that. It really felt like it just gave me this baseline of a sense of like, yeah, like you're on the right track. It just gave me an artificial baseline of like, yeah, things are okay in terms of, you know, working towards something and achieving an achievement, and like, you know, like yeah, yeah, basically what I said in the beginning, like just a sense of, you know, you're on the right track, a sense of like, like, yes, if you do this, then it's meaningful. If you do this, then it's meaningful. Like, and that meaning and that feeling of meaning sticks with you, and it stuck with me the whole time. So yeah, so it just gave me this baseline of like a feeling of like, yes, like this is worthwhile, and you're and like, yeah, like it just gave me a feeling of just, this is worthwhile. Like whatever I was doing, it just gave me a feeling of, you know, I don't know. So that was my experience. And then I a few days later I watched a video on just like, or it was either yesterday or the day before, about how stimulant medications work for ADHD people, and I already knew. I think I already learned this to some degree before, but the leading theory is, wait, hold on, let me. well, okay, I'm not going to try to say just, I'm not going to try to explain it exactly, or I'm not going to try to talk about it technically. But I'll just say, as far as I know, as far as I could tell, the leading scientific theories on how it works line up with my experience. In that, you know, stimulant medications work with a particular neurotransmitter, dopamine, and some medications involve the preventing reuptake, and some medications involve just producing more of that neurotransmitter. But in any case, they both have the effect of just causing the constant level of dopamine to be higher, and I think that's what produces in me just um oh yeah, the just enough baseline of like, okay, like this is okay, like we're doing this and it's okay, and like just enough of the kind of the reward system in your brain, for me to be content with like what I'm doing. And I didn't quite explain this before, but part of the obstacle that I have when I don't have that medication, just how I am usually, is that I'm constantly jumping around in what I'm doing from thing to thing, in such a just jumping around, and just so quickly, because and I've come to realize like what where it comes from, and it's like what the impulse is. And it's not because I like have anxiety, or because I want to or like I'm running away from duties. Like, I'm sure it's part that, but it's not even close to the main cause. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's part of it now, just because of how much the ADHD thing messes with me. But the main thing is, the main obstacle is, or the main thing is, God, I'm sorry that I'm not communicating well, or I mean, sometimes I am, but then other times I just lose track. Um, I forgot how I was saying this, but when I don't have the medication, and I don't have like, and I have a deficiency of like the feeling of like, yeah, you're on the right track, or like whatever, like this is meaningful, then like I'm jumping from thing to thing, from YouTube video to video game to, oh, I should practice music, because like I've always wanted to, get to a certain level of proficiency in music and do something, and oh yeah, I should do that now, and oh, and now I'm thinking of like, oh I need to like go exercise, and I just bounce from thing to thing, because I'm just like in desperate search of that feeling, of like reward, or of that feeling of like, yeah, you're on the right path. um and of course, I'm not a scientist. I don't know these things. I don't study these things, but I would just right now guess that that it's precisely that. I mean, just from the one experience that I had a week ago, and I would guess that the neurochemical basis for what I'm talking about, like my obstacle in feeling like I'm not adequate, like I have to bounce around between things that I'm doing, to just searching, unconsciously searching for meaning and for like fulfillment, is like a low level of dopamine, I suppose. Because if that's really the main way that ADHD medication works, then I would bet that that's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah. So anyway, so sorry, that was very like roundabout and stuff. But yeah. So as I was saying, it got the job done, and now exactly as I feared, just exactly as I knew the trade-off was it feels like I get disconnected from my emotions when I'm on it, and when I came down, and somewhat. I mean, and the day after, and the day after that, I was slowly over the next 2 or 3 days came back to feeling how I usually feel in terms of emotions and stuff like that. I really feel like I experienced that. Um, yeah, so now it's just a matter of just seeing, just weighing the trade-offs and really seeing how much damage could be done in terms of disconnect from your emotions when taking the medication, like what that's actually doing to your mind. I don't know. Yeah, it's a very weird thing. It feels very, I don't know what it is. Yeah, dopamine must be connected to emotions. I mean, because I think we're pretty certain that one of the only things that Adderall does to your brain is increase the constant level of dopamine in your brain. So then that must mean that that there is some kind of connection between that and emotions, such as if there's a certain level of dopamine in your system, then I don't know. Then your confidence is like high, or I don't know. I don't know. It's really complicated. But yeah. So going forward, it's just a matter of trying it again and just weighing the trade-offs. And yeah. Didn't mean for this video to be very long, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to do videos more often, and then both start with the more personal ones and start with and do more of the just off or just certain topic of interest videos. And I want to make them smaller and more direct. Maybe I'll keep making the journal ones these long. I guess it doesn't matter as long as I title them like journal and talking about this, like it's a journal, like whatever. Okay. Is that everything for now? I've been listening to Harry Potter on audiobooks. That's cool. it's the one it's the one book, the one series of books that I can listen to on audiobook like and without paying attention. I mean, because I've read them so much, I can just listen to it without paying attention, and then my attention will just like if there's a lull in other things that I'm doing, my attention comes back to the audio book, and then I can basically pick up exactly where it is, and it's instantly like entertaining and fun and good feelings inside. um all right, anything else? Yeah, getting sick sucked, and but I'm feeling so much better now, and in the last week or so, in the last like, yeah, in the last week, even last week leading up to me getting sick, I didn't go to the gym, which sucks, but I'm gonna start again. All right, there's not much else, and I'm gonna yeah. Okay. See you in the next video. Bye.